I'm sharing from Mordechai Balas. He's from the Kabbalah Center of New York City, Manhattan. And this is about Moshiach consciousness or Messiah consciousness. It is called a critical mass of consciousness that humanity will achieve, an elevation of consciousness, which is a shift or an upgrade of consciousness that will lead to a global higher consciousness of humanity and will lead us to control the physical reality with the power of the conscious mind. And I put in quotes because mind, as we understand it, will be very different. And in terms of what we hear, what we see through the mind versus hearing and seeing beyond the mind, from our faculties. Our mind, I'm pausing it to say, I'll continue. It says, ending pain and suffering and death, lack and ending. When we're in our mind, we have the fear come through the body that something's wrong, that we're not going to be okay. When we connect with this is why a lot of people who have addiction problems are trying to get high to get out of the body, out of the mind, so that they don't have to think about death or ending. And we'll be able to do that without having to smoke weed or having to numb pain. Each one individually is developing a Messiah consciousness when one is able to do that. Nothing physical. Physical means after. Divinity means before. So nothing that's in the physical world that you could touch, that you could see, that you could smell, could be the source. It has to be something before. That's to be Mashiach consciousness. Continuing here, it says, we're all destined together. How long depends on us. It's in our hands, and primarily it's in the hands of the Jewish people, who are the priests of the nations, as a culture. And how long depends on us. It's in our hands. What it takes to get there, the time and effort we invest and devote to rising or shining, the situations of recent events, where we could say, for example, coronavirus, the forest fires in the northeast of USA, of North America, northeast of North America, is getting humanity's attention, forcing us to look inside. It's an opportunity to have a meaningful conversation with the people we love and care for, because many external things are on hold. The things that for example, many of the superficial activities which allow us to avoid the real connections and intimacy with the people we do them with are off limits. You could say cinema, restaurants, sports games. People are returning to it now, but it'll never be the same as it was. It can never go back to how it was before. Plus, nature is healing itself, so there's less car accidents, pollution. There's more spiritual seekers, askers than before. And we also call this the age of Aquarius. Next, I will share how I read today from the Breslover Rebbe, which is Rabbi Nachman, that we must keep giving ourselves good encouragement. So one of the ways I would do that, this is from 5 or 6 years ago. I didn't have any encouragement for myself. So I asked people, can you please give me encouragement about myself? He says the only way through this passage toward the Messianic consciousness individually is constantly getting encouragement. What does that mean? Encouragement. Constantly getting encouragement. And the other thing is constantly talking to God. So there are obviously many ways each one of us individually have to try to talk to God when we don't feel like God is even listening or God is there. And it's a state of being, Moshiach consciousness, that could be that it's always possible. So I connected with a lot of people, and this is the feedback I got. I wrote a page of it. So glad I have it, and it's worth it to do this if you can't come up with it on your own. Unfortunately, I don't really refer to it ever because I'm constantly still giving myself and getting new encouragement. So it's more like a gift for myself that I have for when I need it. But you might want to put it on your wall or write in the front page of your journal so you could always see it every day. So my mentor at that time, her name is Rachel. She said she told me who I am with that she's given me encouragement is creative, beautiful, smart, and resourceful. She knew that those are all areas where sometimes I doubt myself. Then I heard it's also called reassurance. So getting encouragement and reassurance. Assurance is to be in certainty, to be assured of who we are, sure, to be sure. So we have courage from it and sure. And that's also what God gives us, the source of sureness and courage. And so it's no coincidence that when we say surety, which has to do with insurance and, related to companies who guarantee things, that we use the word surety. So ensure, ensure for like the food, you're sure you're getting all your nutrients. Sure and courage. Okay. So what I learned was from people that it's not hard for them to say really quickly some amazing things about me. For example, that I'm someone who's never alone. I am a beautiful soul with an exceptionally kind and soft heart, and I'm lighting paths that I don't even know about. So for someone to tell me that, when I would be thinking that I'm off on the side, falling through the cracks, that I'm too bitter, too harsh, or that I'm all by myself, without me even telling them what the issues are, means that I'm getting exactly the feedback to be sure and get encouragement and courage. So and I'm shining and I matter, that I'm illuminating for people in ways I don't even know. I'm a warrior. I am everything that I got to get through the lows, to make it through the highs. So for example, what I was just trying to say was that if I'm asking people to give me the courage and sureness on things I know, for example, tell me everything's going to be okay. They can't do that. But when we trust that someone else is sure that I'm this way, for example, the next part says the world is good and I'll get through this, they're sure. I might have forgotten, but their sureness is contagious. The source of positive emotions, for example, all positivity is contagious because positivity is like expanding. Negative could be going less. So I'll continue. People care. I'm never abandoned. I don't have to go through it alone, and I'm worthy of receiving just for existing. I'm doing the work, so I'm a more valuable asset to society than 100 others living on autopilot. That's a big one, because growing up, I had to prove my worth, that everything I did had to be converted into something. What did I do? To my father, really, unless he directly benefited in a tangible way, he felt it was worthless. And he might still be a lot like that. So this was a great healing for me to learn this truth. Not that I am worth 100 people, but that someone said, I am a more valuable asset to society than 100 other people living on autopilot. That already gave me 100 times, I'm saying 100 times, literally 100 times more courage and sureness. Next. All I'm required to do is love myself and then others. That's another huge feedback that someone tells me, that the requirement is to love, not to be a billionaire, not to be the skinniest or the strongest or the fastest or the smartest, and that I'm worthy and that I will not, and that this, whatever this is, will not break me, that I'm resilient, in that way. That I'm someone who shows what it's like to be proud of myself. That I'm someone who seems like God loves me. I'm someone that I seem I'm okay, I'm safe. I'm the one who makes people remember everything's going to be okay. And I'm a kind soul and I'm always supported. Someone else out there believes that I am always supported. And at moments I forget. So you can see that this is the Moshiach consciousness, is to be in sureness and courage. It doesn't mean that everyone has to be the Moshiach for everybody at every moment. It means that we have to be in the consciousness. Someone said, I turn my sweet, beautiful eyes to heaven. So this is somebody out there who's paying attention to where people are focusing and how people's eyes look. And that's how they could give me this feedback. I couldn't have said that to myself. Somebody else told me that God is waiting to hold and heal my heart. In their worldview, and this is a piece of a puzzle, in their worldview, God is patiently waiting to heal us. We just have to allow it. And that's so comforting, right? Then don't give up and don't give in. Their motto in life is don't give up, don't give in. So whatever they see in me is that I have the strength and the courage, and they're sure of it. And that the next is that God loves me as his child. So that means they might have seen that I'm being bullied, kind of. And they're telling me, don't give in. You could do it. The way we would talk to someone, and I may not even know it. I might think that someone's my friend, and they see that person's not a friend, and she's so nice to them. But eventually, it's going to hurt. So then they tell me this feedback. I have my message even for the future. Next I got was take it day by day, be gentle with myself because my energy is needed. That's mind-blowing because day by day is hard for the mind to imagine. It has periods of sleep in between. We really don't do well to think of the future. We might push things off to tomorrow because it almost doesn't exist. It's like, we'll push it off to this container of tomorrow. So this is someone telling me, take it day by day for today, which means today be gentle with myself because my energy is needed. So I might think that I have energy that's a waste. And just hearing this could help me to be gentle today, because if I'm gentle, I could make the right decisions. And it says I radiate goodness even when I feel low. So, and that I'm sweet. So that means my energy is needed. That means that I have an energy that to me might feel like I can't turn it into anything. What is it good for? Or I'm so late, or I'm too slow, or no one seems to care. But then I hear I'm receiving positive energy and love at this time, and there's peace with me. Someone sees me and says there's peace with her. I couldn't tell that to myself because I might not feel peace. Or I might not know that I'm receiving positive love and energy. I might be feeling persecuted. And then I am worthy, and you can see it's repeated a few times that people are telling me that in their opinion of what's worthy and what's not, I am worthy. This is what we need from each other. I am beautiful. I don't deserve to suffer. Somebody saw in me suffering and just wanted to remind me I don't deserve it, because I sometimes think I do based on how people treat me. I think I must deserve it. Or because I see suffering, I must suffer with them, right? Then I matter. I have so much to offer to this world. That is someone telling me that what they think is matters, what's significant, what's important, and what is worth sharing in this world. They're specifically telling me that I have offerings, so much. And I might felt on that day insufficient, inadequate, scarce, in scarcity. Someone, and I don't even know who it was, told me the dogs love me too. So this is somebody who saw the way I interact with dogs, and I have a lot of experience dealing with dogs that have, you would say, personality issues, or aggression, fear, jealousy, anger, self-control issues. Even they get hopeless, they can't wait, impatient. So somebody saw that even the dogs love me. I take that to be a high compliment. Then I heard, I'm special, I matter. And then somebody who I know, who I never even met in person, for sure never met, from another state. He tells me I'm lovable, caring and kind, helpful and spiritual, and I have positive vibes. Now, mind you, this person never met me. This is someone who only spoke to me on the phone. He could have said anything. He said, I'm lovable, so that means I inspire love in him. I'm kind, that means he feels someone cares. Someone has mercy, or understands, or is connected with sweetness. And is helpful, that means he's been helped by me. Spiritual, that means he's been inspired. Positive vibes, that means his positivity in his life has been increased. And finally, caring, that means he's felt cared about. All of this without ever meeting me. So it's really important that we do this for each other and be part of the Moshiach consciousness.